الحمد لله الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أرسل نبيه بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله فالتقوى مفتاح السعادة في الدنيا والآخرة ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Quran is the word of God, it is ultimate truth. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His mercy. We seek refuge in Him from the evil of our deeds and the sins of our hearts. We bear witness that there is no deity but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He sent His Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam as a mercy for the whole world. And He sent with him the guidance. And we bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he fulfilled the trust and delivered the message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us in the Quran to remain conscious of Him and promise those who are conscious of Him great reward in this life and the hereafter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ittaqu Allah وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ. O you believe, remain conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and consider what you have done for you tomorrow and remain conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fully aware of all what you do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised those who remain conscious of Him great reward in this life and in the hereafter. In this life, He said, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Whoever remains conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will make His difficulty easy, will ease His difficulty and will provide for him from wherever he did not expect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya a'udhu billahi min shaitan ar-rajim, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu rka'u wasjudu wa'budu rabbakum waf'alu al-khayra la'allakum tuflihun. O you believe, bow, prostrate yourself and worship Allah, worship your Lord, and do good deeds so that you may attain success, you may become successful. And this is a very rich verse. I only want to focus on one part of this rich verse. It says, وَفَعَلُوا الْخَيْرِ, do good deeds. And good deeds could be obligatory deeds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to do, prayers, fasting, etc. And it could be voluntary, what we call charitable acts. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam explained a little bit about good deeds, and he said that كل معروف صدقة. Every good deed is a charitable act. Even if you meet your friend with a smile, or if you help your friend or your brother fill his bucket with water. helping people is good deeds, and each one of it is rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because it is a charitable act. It is not an obligatory thing to do, but we choose to do it so that we can please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by helping others. And this is the topic of my talk today, is the at-tatawwu, doing voluntary work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ. And whoever does something on his own volition, voluntary, something good by way volunteer to do something good, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him with a better thing. فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ. It is good for him. And it is, as we will see, the reward comes in this life and in the hereafter as well. So tatawwu is really an important thing. Although the verse that I mentioned, just recited, came talking about fasting, but it is a general rule for everything. If you do something voluntary to help others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for this. And there is no community, there are no human beings who are free of need for voluntary work. When a brother is sick and we can visit him, or a brother having a problem and we can ease his problem, the Prophet ﷺ told us, and there are actually many hadith that talk about this. It says, المسلم أخو المسلم لا يظلمه ولا يسلمه من كان في حاجة أخيه كان الله في حاجته. The Prophet ﷺ said that the believer or the Muslim is the brother of a Muslim, and he should not oppress him, and he should not leave him to bad things. He should always be there, protect his brother from either succumbing to his own desires or succumbing to the temptation of Iblis. And whoever helps his brother in a time of need, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help him in a time of need as well. This is talking about volunteer work with individuals. The Prophet ﷺ also told us in another hadith, الإيمان بضع وسبعون شعبة أعلاها لا إله إلا الله وأدناها إماطة الأذى عن الطريق. Iman, faith, consists of 70 something components. The highest of it is to bear witness that there is no deity but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the lowest in it is to remove bad things from the road. Make the road clear for people to pass through. So here it talks about the need of a community for volunteer work. Not only the individual, but the community is in need for volunteer work. And why we go far? If there are no volunteers to run this mosque, we would not be praying here now. So without this kind of volunteer work, the community cannot function. And inshallah, we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward those who are volunteering the service to the community. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them for each one of us who is praying. So it tells you how big and appreciable is the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those who volunteer. So we need to pay attention to this, because this is something very often we don't pay attention to. And this might be not very easy these days because of the COVID, but there are ways of helping either individuals or the community, and not only our immediate community, but also the community at large. If we can help with, the Prophet ﷺ gave us an example of clearing the road of obstacles so that people can pass by. And in another hadith, he said that a person did this and his reward was to be admitted to paradise. So inshallah, we do our best to help our brothers, to help our community, and to help the community at large by doing this kind of volunteer work. The volunteer work has certain conditions. You cannot just do it, go ahead and do things. There are certain criteria that we have to satisfy. Number one is that what we want to do is a good thing, is a beneficial thing. We cannot force people to accept our volunteer efforts against their wish. If they really in need of something and it will benefit them, then that's the time when we volunteer our efforts. Number two is that we should have the sincere intention that what we are doing is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not expect praise, we do not expect reward from other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third criteria is that we should be able to perform that volunteer work with the best way we can. We should be skilled in doing it. If I don't have anything, if I don't know anything about something, and then I say I'm going to volunteer for this, then that's a bad thing, because I might cause more problems than fix anything else. So we need to identify where our skills are and target these areas with our volunteer. And finally, we have to have commitment. We cannot just promise to do something and then disappear. We have to be, if we commit ourselves to doing something, then we have to perform that action to the best of our ability. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم وادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. All the hadiths that I recited and the verses, they indicate that there is a reward for those who do volunteer work, good volunteer work. But the reward is not only in the hereafter. There is also a reward in this life. And this is the beauty of the Quran. You read the verse, and because our knowledge is limited, we think that it is limited in a certain way, but the Quran is truthful in all aspects. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ. Whoever volunteer to do a good work, it will be good for himself. And the idea of volunteer work, or the effect of volunteer work on people, have been studied. And it is, they say, as a result of the research that has been done over maybe 20, 30 years, that volunteer work benefit people, benefit them health-wise. the one of the experiments that were made is about a group of people who had heart surgery, and after their heart surgery, they were involved in volunteer work, and it improved their not only their psychology. There was less depression, but it's also it decreased the probability of having another heart attack or so. So the benefit of volunteering is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us that benefit in this life as well as in the hereafter, not only in the hereafter. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم لا تجعل لنا في هذا اليوم العظيم ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا عيبا إلا سترته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا ميتا إلا رحمته، ولا حاجة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن المنكر والفحشاء ويعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.